Hey Soul Fam, look where I am. I was guided to come here. Actually, I felt more called to go to the other one, but it's a little bit further away from the house, and I get a vibe when I'm there. Maybe that's why I'm being called to go there. But I'd rather be safe than, I always, when I'm there with my husband, I always I pick up on some stuff, so I wanted to be really extra cautious. So I decided to come to this cemetery, which is literally right next to my house. I could walk here. But I forgot to bring something to sit on. The ground's a little tad bit damp. And I'm trying to capture the sun. It's gonna get dark soon. I just wanted to talk to you guys. I got a message from the universe. Another message. A lot of messages been coming through. But after I got this message, this message I'm going to share with you guys, I got this morning, but just a little while ago, about 3 o'clock, I just found out that one of my good friends in the music industry has cancer. It's got more than, I think it's 5 different kinds of cancers. One cancer led to another, ultimately it's just blood cancer, bone cancer. And being called to the cemetery today with the content that I'm going to share with you guys just was wow. I don't even know how to feel today. Let's see if Thomas Katz and Elizabeth Katz will let me use their stone to set my laptop on. So I got a message, a clear message this morning while I was doing my makeup. And for years, actually, this is not the first time I've gotten this message. For years, I've heard, "You're a healer." Those words come through, "You're a healer." And sometimes when I do tarot card readings on myself or angel card readings on myself, I get the same cards all the time, the same cards. And I've gotten these cards almost 8 years ago. And I get the same cards. I've shuffled them. I've moved the deck around. No matter what I do, the same cards pop up. "You're a healer." Those are the cards that come up. The card, the archangel that pops up, "You're a healer." But I started to question, how am I a healer? How? Lately, because the same cards keep popping up, and I started to realize that these cards are popping up and that this message is starting to become really clear. You're a healer. So I asked, how am I a healer? What kind of healer am I? Because I thought I was this one kind of healer. I thought maybe I was a Reiki healer. I'm into it. I'm interested in it, but I didn't stick to it. So it's not my jam, I know there's all kinds of healers out there. Am I a holistic healer? What kind of healer am I? Maybe I'm not just one particular kind. Maybe I'm a little bit of everything. Well, that's what I'm starting to think. I'm a little bit of everything. But the Archangel Gabriel card, in my deck, it's Archangel Gabriel card, keeps coming through, and it comes through often. And the message is telling me that I'm a healer of communication, which got me thinking, over 6 years ago, I started to do this communication with you guys here on YouTube, just talking, sharing my orbs, because that's how my channel originally started, showing you guys that angels and fairies and extraterrestrials were real, that energy is real, and I could capture it on video and show it to you guys. It wasn't like dust orbs. These orbs literally were intelligent, and they came out when I called them, and they hovered in front of my camera. They were white, they were blue. I've had green orbs, all different colors. Those videos are still on this channel. They're in my playlist if any of you guys ever want to take a look at them. And then I changed my content to share my awakening journey with you guys. So that got me thinking, maybe I am a healer of communication. A lot of you guys tell me a lot of times that you find my videos healing and soothing and comforting. So while I was doing my makeup, I had a moment of clarity while I was listening to Ram Dass. It's as if the audio I was listening to faded away and these words came out louder than the rest of the video. Like they stuck out louder than everything else he was saying, and they were more clear. These are the words that came out. My life is your message. My life is your message. Meaning, healers like myself go through lots of traumatic events and darkness in life, because this is the training for a healer. My dark night of the soul events was not only healing for me, for myself, but also healing for many of you that watch and listen to my videos. Oh, there's so many bugs here. My darkness is your light. If you're listening to this video right now, if you're watching this video right now, this message was meant for you. You were guided here to hear this message today. I'm going to kind of walk around a little bit. My computer's kind of heavy. Didn't realize how heavy it was because I never carry it. Definitely heavier than a cell phone. Let's see if Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Set my laptop on Chloe's stone. I also got a message that I'm a healer for those dying. And then that's when I got the calling to do this video in the graveyard. I got a message. It came through clear. You're a healer for those that are dying. That doesn't surprise me. Well, kind of does surprise me because it's kind of nuts because, you know, a lot of you guys that know me, that have been with me since the beginning, you know, it's no secret that I struggle with death. Like, I've shared my death fear with a lot of you guys. I've done videos. I know death is not the end. I'm an intuitive empath. I channel. I see spirit. And yet, I still struggle with death. That's my human struggling with death. Any little illness or sign of something odd, odd in my body, like something off in my body, I automatically shift into this energy of doom and gloom, thinking something is wrong, you know? And I struggle to deal with and find a state of balance in my life when it comes to death. You know, when I don't feel well or if something's strange and off in how my body is feeling, I really do struggle with not going directly to, oh my God, what is that? Is it cancer? Is it curable? What is it? Like I already diagnosed myself before I even know what it is. I don't mean to laugh, but I'm out of balance. And I need to find balance in my life. I'm not perfect. Just because I do these videos doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm just sharing my experience with you guys. I'm being real and being authentic with you. Transparent. I don't have my shit together. Just because you think I'm teaching you doesn't mean that I'm done learning and I'm a master. I'm not. I'm always a student. I'm always learning how to better myself. Even though you guys may think I'm teaching you. You think I'm teaching you, but I'm learning by doing this, by sharing. So I struggle to find balance in my life between life and death. Years ago, I was actually a PCA, which is a personal care assistant. And my job was to sit with people that had dementia and Alzheimer's. And most of those people were at a point in their life that they were going to pass soon. So they needed assistance walking, eating, drinking, or just looking after them while they were laying in bed, sitting with them, waiting for the hospice nurse to come in. So kind of just like filling the gap and kind of being like I wasn't a hospice nurse, but like I don't even know what you would call it. I'm not a volunteer because I was getting paid. But I was like a fill-in waiting for the hospice to get there sometimes. Not all the time. And I wasn't like hands-on when it came to like changing them or bathing them or giving them medicine. You had to be certified for that. But I was able to feed them. I don't even think I was allowed to lift them up. Even though I did. I did take care of a woman that was 105. And the only reason why you can't is because when you're so old like that, you're so fragile and your skin can tear. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually really hurt somebody that's that old and that fragile and frail. You can really hurt them really bad if you don't know how to pick them up properly. But yeah, so I was a PCA and I used to sit with people that were dying. Being a beacon of light for them. Being kind and open-hearted and loving. But back then, I did not know that, that's what I was for them. But thinking back, now I know that that's what I was for them. And now that I know that that's what I was for them, I keep feeling like this feeling right here, this pull, like in this heart space in my body, like this is how I feel. Like somebody is pulling me. Like I need to be around people that are dying. Like that. I guess maybe that's what a calling feels like. When you're being called, you feel this pull within your energetic body and your body just feels like it needs to go and do this one thing. And it's like I am not ready for that calling, And because I'm not ready for that calling, that's why I have the life that I have. A sick father, a sick husband, a sick mother-in-law. I'm like surrounded by all these people that are sick that need care. It's like they're my training, right? It's like, oh, if you don't go to them, we're going to come to you. I felt like that was validation because the wind literally just picked up when I said that. But every time someone died in the nursing home, it hurt. I had attachments to a lot of people. I got scared. It brought up a lot of fear. Even though I witnessed a lot of beautiful transitions. I've witnessed a woman pass with her family in the room, and the soul went through them. That woman's soul, it was like somebody opened a window and this breeze blew through the room. And it blew through everybody. Oh, I just got a weird feeling in my stomach when I said that. And the window was not open in her room. I knew it was her soul. Some of her family even knew it was her soul. I just experienced people being very vulnerable on their deathbed. I've sat with lonely people that had children that were passing, and their children didn't speak to them, to their parents. They just let them live in the nursing home and die in the nursing home. Apparently, this one woman that I was sitting with was really a firecracker when she was alive, and I guess she wasn't a great mom or whatever. But sitting with her in her last moments, and sitting with her being so vulnerable, made me like hurt on the inside, because her kids didn't get to allow their mom to apologize or anything, or, you know, to witness that vulnerability that she was going through. So I sat with that pain for a long time. I mean, I'm talking about it, so it's apparent that it's something that I sit with, because I sat with that woman, and I witnessed her last breath. It was beautiful, and she didn't go alone because she had me. But I did start to get very depressed when my favorite patients started to pass away and die, and I started to, you know, live in a space of pain and dying every time, you know, I got sick. I compared myself to my patients, and I started to panic. I eventually quit. I eventually left the nursing home. Ever since I quit, I get this feeling that, you know, it's my calling, and I keep ignoring the call. It's crazy that I'm admitting to this to you guys, and Spirit's like, ding, 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 ding. Like, yes, Gabbie, the fuck? Pick up the call. So yeah, I'm ignoring the call. It's kind of like when you see your cell phone and you see somebody calling you, and you're like, oh no, hell no. Girl, you better text me. I don't feel like talking. You ignore the call. So Spirit's texting me, and they're sending me these people in my life. They're like, oh, you won't come and sit with these people that need you? You're going to sit with your father. You're going to sit and take care of your husband. You're going to sit and take care of your mother-in-law. And you're going to witness all of your friends that come down with these illnesses. It's like a lot of people in my life have these illnesses, and, you know, I talk to them and I try to give them comfort, and I feel like I need to be there for them. I don't know if they want me there for them. I just feel like I need to be there for them, but I don't want to overstep either. You know, I don't want to cross no lines or anything like that, because there are lines and boundaries. You know, I don't know. If I was dying, I don't know if I'd want to talk about it 100 times to 15 different people that call me and be like, oh my God, I just found out. You know, I don't think I would want to go through that whole pity party. But everybody's different, you know. Talking is healing too. But Ram Dass has been teaching me how to allow people to grieve, and, you know, to stay open to grief. I feel that I'm still grieving for all the people that I've ever cared for or worried for. And I feel like sometimes I come off a little neurotic because I'm so out of balance with my human self and my divine self, creating this awful fear. This fear is, it's all created in my mind, not in my heart, but in my mind. And I say that because fear is human, and, you know, it's a human thing to feel. You know, if you're human, most likely you feel fear. And my fear is, you know, huge. My heart knows it's a lie, but my fear is so big sometimes that I can't feel my heart. Does that make sense? That's due to being out of balance. When I actively work on this, I feel better. But then the universe throws me a curveball, a test, and then I tend to fail the test. I fail. The universe is, going to keep teaching me and sending me these lessons, and they're going to keep getting harder and harder. Now, the lessons do seem harsh if you look at it logically, or if you look at it with your ego using your human. These lessons are harsh. They seem harsh, but the harsh lessons, this is what I'm learning. The harsh lessons are ultimately what I need, apparently, to learn. I've always been told that I'm hard-headed. As a child growing up, all the adults used to be like, "You're so hard-headed. You're so stubborn." Let me turn because the sun is right there. I was kind of getting blurred out. So yeah, I've always been a little hard-headed. So I feel like I need these harsh lessons to learn. So using illness and death has been a part of my learning, and it's a part of these harsh lessons and these challenges that I have to overcome. A death or an illness of a friend or a family member can be the greatest blessing that can happen to you, because their pain is your lesson. Ram Dass says, when they transition, they are free. And through it, you can become free too. Trauma of any kind, like a loss, is an increased vehicle that forces you into a higher state of consciousness. Now that state, or that's not that state, but that statement made my heart space. When he said that, that statement made my heart space in this area just like, light up. And it lit up with understanding of the harsh lessons that I have endured in my life and that I may endure in my future. I feel I am being prepped to be this beacon of light that shines love and empathy for those that are in need of, me and my energy and my healing in a time of illness, in a time of transition, death. I'm sharing this because I feel there are a lot of you out there that are in the same human space as I am. And my hope is that my message touches you in a healing way like Ram Dass touched me. I'm not saying that I'm healed, because I'm not. I have a long fucking way to go. I'm not healed. I'm not unafraid. I'm still afraid. I still have a lot of fear. I still have an imbalance that I'm working on actively. By doing this video is me actively working on it. I have an imbalance that I'm working on. But I'm more balanced than I was 5 years ago. I'm more balanced than I was 3 years ago by doing this. And when I say doing this, these videos, talking about it, talking to you guys about it, makes me less afraid. I've come to the conclusion that I'm suffering, and fear is the cause of my suffering. Fear is suffocating and damaging Damning. Yeah, am I saying right? Damning. Damning, not damning. Damning. Fear is damning and so powerful. Fear is so powerful. It can literally, you guys, manifest. That's how powerful fear is. You can manifest the very thing that you are afraid of. That's what makes it so damning. But Buddha said, enlightenment is suffering. Actually, let me get comfortable here. I'm a little uncomfortable. Actually, this is really what Buddha said. Buddha's message is end suffering and attain enlightenment. The suffering the Buddha was speaking of is attachment. Grasping and craving is the offspring of desire. If you want to know more, do your research. So I'm suffering because I have attachment. I'm aware I have attachment. I have attachment issues, traumas, and deaths. My nanny died in my bathroom when I was like, I think I was like 8 or 9. I found her. That was traumatic. To be a child and find your live-in babysitter dead in your bathroom. And then she communicates to you for years and years and years and nobody believes you. Traumatic. That was traumatic for me. My parents did not embrace my gifts. I endured a lot of traumatic shit when I was little, and I'm very intuitive. So having trauma in your life and being intuitive is like a mixer of crazy if people don't believe you and they don't embrace you. So I have attachment to something in those deaths and in traumatic experiences in life. And when I'm triggered, my attachment to traumas creates an abundance of overwhelming fear, which then, throws me back out of balance. Sorry, I'm not pausing because I'm forgetting what I'm saying. I literally hear like walking around in the woods. I mean, it could be a deer. Could be Bigfoot. I doubt it. Could be a rabbit. Who knows? I mean, I am in a graveyard. So like the energy is amped up for me. I'm excited. Hope I catch it on camera. Whatever it is. Maybe if I go like this, maybe you guys will see something behind me. I should have had the camera pan down like this. Have you ever seen those videos where people are in the graveyard recording and they don't catch something running by and then the camera catches it? Maybe that'll happen. If you do see something going by, I mean, the road is out there, so you might see cars go by. Anywho. Anyways. When I'm triggered, I'm thrown back out of balance, and I have to work on myself all over again. I have to start from the beginning, because that's how it feels. It's like I feel like a failure, and then that fear just brings my confidence level down, and then I have to rework on myself all over again, especially if I'm not consistent with working on myself, my balance between life and death, and fear and joy and stuff like that. I'm also suffering with attachments to, not just my attachments to stuff that affects me. I'm suffering with attachment to other people's suffering. And my response is to see if it's my attachment to it, to whatever they're suffering. I try to compare myself to it and see if I'm attached to it too, to see if it has to do with karma, Is it something? Is it a message for me? You see how being imbalanced really messes you up? You heard that ding? That's like confirmation. I'm learning that I need to allow people to have their own karma and not feel emotional. Sorry, I'm like really sidetracked. And not feel emotional. What the hell is going on here? And not feel emotional about their life path that they chose. It's overwhelming to, figure out if it's mine, if it's theirs. It's overwhelming to release this attachment. I try to dissect every little thing that's, where that's where I'm out of balance too, because it's not for me to dissect. I'm learning to observe. I'm learning to take a step back and just observe everyone and everything, and even myself. I'm learning to allow life to just be, and to let people be, and not to attach to every single emotion that is mine or theirs, because they are not mine. Their emotions are not mine to have. Sometimes my emotions that I'm having are not even mine to have. I'm just picking up on shit around me because I'm out of balance. I'm not tapped in and tuned in and centered. I'm learning to not take offense to every little thing or situation that happens in my life. I'm learning to not throw on my warrior battle suit to guard my heart, or harden my heart, or be unforgiving and hateful. I'm learning to forgive, and I am a catalyst for change. It's literally written in my galactic code that I am a catalyst for change. I know this. I'm a catalyst for change. I've witnessed being a catalyst for change. I'm learning to forgive because I'm a catalyst for change. And if I forgive and allow my heart to shine and be loving, forgiveness and love, if I allow myself to be forgiveness and love, it will allow love to grow all around me. And eventually that love will expand all around me, meaning it will change you too. Well, it will most likely trigger the people around me to want to do something that I'm doing, to be in that space of love, so that, that they can feel free like that too. And it will change them and put them in a space of love and forgiveness, joy, and peace. Forgiveness and love is a gateway to higher vibing, to being a higher vibing version of self. These bugs are really starting to come out. I'm healing in process. I'm a healing person in process, and I'm still processing. I'm learning to observe my own suffering and how to transmute it in a way for me to heal from whatever it is that I'm dealing with. Talking about it is healthy for me. I feel more connected and freer from what it is that I fear when I talk about it. There is suffering. There are causes for suffering. A lot of us are suffering. But there's always an end to suffering. There's an end to suffering. There is liberation and freedom, a path and a mid-path to end suffering. But it's up to you. It's up to you. I share my story to help whoever wants to listen, whoever is guided to come here to listen. I'm sharing my story to help you, but I'm also sharing because this is the way I document, journal. This is my form of journaling. So I'm sharing to help heal myself as well. So even if nobody watches this, it wouldn't even matter because this is my way of healing. This is healing for me. If I help you, that is fantastic. But by me doing this, if you think I'm helping you, in return, I'm actually just helping myself. I'm not here to heal you. There might be something I say that triggers you to wake you up to get you on the path to healing yourself, to want to help yourself. Whatever I fail to heal in this lifetime, I will just continue it in my next birth. And if, whatever is left off in that birth, go through the death process, rebirth. Death and birth, they are the same. We come and go. We leave, we return. In both places, we go from one, in both places we go from and go through death to get to, where we need to be, to where we need to go, to birth, to be born. So we're always dying and being reborn again, even through our living life. We experience life and death every day, even with the seasons, with the trees. The trees are going through this beautiful process of dying, but it's not forever. It's going to be gone for a little bit, and then it's just going to come back. A new generation is going to come back. It's still the same tree. It's just with an upgrade and a year older. So, in Western society, death is not, spoken about in a positive light. We are programmed to fear this process, to keep us obedient. We are threatened and taught that if we sin, we will suffer in hell for eternity. A lot of you guys know my view on that. I'm not going to get into it. The powers that be use death against us to keep us in line. For example, if you don't take, the peek, 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 poke, 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 peekity, poke, 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 you'll get extremely sick and you'll die. Oh my God, you're going to die if you don't get the... And then they broadcast it all over your television. They're broadcasting death, 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 death. Oh my God, death. Death tolls, numbers. Oh my God, all these people are dying. Look how many people are dying. And they amp it up and make it real fearful. They even add scary music to it, and a tone in their voice. It's all acting to keep you guys in, to mess with your emotions. So they broadcast these death tolls and they show you images of people being wheeled out on stretchers with sheets over their head, caskets, people on life support, people hooked up with tubes down their throat and up their nose and on all these machines that beep. They're doing that because they need to amp up that fear factor to control you. It's kind of like that kids' cartoon, Monsters, Inc. They send these monsters in to scare these kids, and they got to get the biggest, scariest monster because they got to amp up the fear factor. That's what the media is doing to you. They're using death and pictures of it and death tolls and all these scary images to keep you scared of the death process. That's what they do in Western society here. Eastern society, death is so different. When I hear their stories about it, it's bizarre. It's so bizarre because that's not what we're accustomed to here on this side of the world. I think we need to get out and travel more outside of our countries. The eastern side of the world seems like they're in the old ways. but they don't want them to teach us the old ways. So we're at war with them, trying to shut them up, keep them quiet, kill them off, so we don't learn what they know. Anyways, we're all out of balance in a way, you know. This great dance of birth and death is all out of rhythm, and it's up to the healers. And when I say healers, I'm not just saying like, you know, one type of healer. I'm talking about any person that does any type of healing. It could literally be, you know, you light workers, you light warriors, you earth angels, you coders, energy workers, whatever you do to heal, to help. You're a healer. You communicators, whatever you are. You beacons of light, star seeds, all of you healers. Everyone. It's up to us to so like tongue twisted, to rewrite this cosmic dance and restore balance and not fear death. And that's literally the message in a nutshell for you guys. Sorry for being tongue twisted. I don't know. I feel like I honestly feel like I'm being watched, but not by like a spirit in the graveyard. I feel like I'm being watched by a person in the woods somewhere. You ever have that feeling like somebody's watching you? I mean, it is hunting season. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something. Let me see. Thank you, Chloe. I can't use Chloe's grave to set my laptop down on flat because it's so thin, but I want to show you something. Okay, Thomas, can you hold my laptop for a minute? Glitch, if you're watching this, I got my hoodie on. Doing this video made me start thinking about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Glitch, are you even real? I know you are. You guys, a lot of you guys that have been here for a while know who sued the Glitches. Paul, Glitch. I had this thought just before I came to the graveyard. You ever think that his mission truly was to glitch the Matrix, and that's what he did for us? He glitched the Matrix. He used to put a lot of good information out there. What you resist persists, the poop loop. he was so real. He was so real, especially helping people overcome their fears. And he was here. He talked about what he needed to talk about. It was like he was the glitch in the Matrix. He came through, had a mission, completed it, and now he's gone. Metaphorically gone. He's out there now living as Paul. But for a short period of time, we knew him as the glitch, and he glitched our Matrix. And he came through and taught us and gave us information for those of us that were blessed and had the opportunity to be there to hear what he had to say. And it's a blessing, and I'm grateful because I've just been feeling like, wow, where is he? Why doesn't he respond to my messages? Why isn't he here anymore? Why did he take his channel down? And it's not about me. And he doesn't have to tell any of us anything. He doesn't have to tell me anything, right? And it just dawned on me that maybe he was just the glitch in the Matrix that we're in, that we witnessed him and his energy to come into our lives and just share with us the information that he had, and now he's done. And then we should just, or I should just accept that and allow him to be Paul now, because he's completed his mission. He's probably unconsciously, or maybe even consciously, working on a new mission. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because I don't know if there's anybody else out there that has been wondering where he's at. Ugh. I just had my hand on a spider. Oh my god. Do you guys see it? Right there. Oh my lord. Oh god, I hate spiders. Ugh. I feel disgusting. I touched a spider. Glitch, if you're watching this, that was fucked up. And I know you're probably laughing. He knows how bad I hate spiders. There's a lot of you guys out there too that know spiders are not my thing. Spiders to me, it's like the birds are laughing at me. Come eat the spider. I feel like spiders are like archons, like bad aliens coming. They're like small versions of the big version of from Saturn or wherever the hell they come from. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I don't even know what time it is, but the sun is going down and I don't want to be here when it does. Yeah, I like spooky stuff. I love graveyards. But like the thing with the spider was like, all right, Gabbie, it's time to wrap it up. It's time to go. I love you guys. I hope that the message that I shared with you guys today resonated with at least one person. And if it didn't, that's cool. I'm going to say this. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right? I love you. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And that's all I got for you guys today. I love you guys. Bye.